So I want to say on behalf of Goldie and I, welcome. It's important we come together. We've been coming together a lot of times lately, but how much more so this month of Elul, this time as we prepare for the Jewish New Year. We remember there's nothing more important than coming together as family, both in the Jewish community and our allies that have joined us today. We're very, very honored and touched for our guests from Survive to Tell that came to join us tonight. Traveling, you know, I speak about this every time. It's not easy to live through a trauma, but to have to tell it over, and to share it again and again. Going literally every day this week to another campus. We thank you. Bless you, that God should give you all the strength to continue being the awesome people that you are. And thank you so much. I do want to mention, I'm not supposed to, but I want to mention a happy birthday to Cher. It's her birthday today. But thank you for coming in today. Birthdays are special days. Birthday is a day that we remember God said that the world needs you. So we're happy you're here to celebrate another birthday. May you celebrate many, many more. Thank you. I want to thank you, right? Thank God for the birthdays. I want to turn it over to our student president. Before I do that, I want to start today's event with the sound of the shofar. As it is the month of Elul, and tradition tells us that every day this month we sound the shofar to remind us Rosh Hashanah is coming, but also to remind us it's not been an easy year. It's almost 12 months of things. Every day has another bump, but we are here. We are strong, and we are getting stronger, and we will continue getting stronger. We are not victims of our circumstances. We create our destiny. So we're going to sound the shofar, a sound of hope and a sound of victory. Here afterwards, after the sounding of the shofar, I'll turn it over to the president of the student board, Jaden, and Vice President Sari, to welcome our guests. Thank you all for coming, those that are here, and for all those that are watching on Zoom, thank you for coming as well. Shana Tova.
Show me my video. Oh, got it. Yeah.
Thank you all for being here today. On behalf of Chabad and the Jewish community here, it means a lot for them to come here, speak upon their experiences, and we kind of want to just give a little bio as to who they are. So briefly, I'll tell you guys that Sapir over here grew up in Ramadan and has a passion for photography, editing, cooking, and baking. On October 7th, her life was forever changed at the Nova Festival. What began as a night of celebration turned into a nightmare as the Hamas terrorists attacked. Sapir and her friend Liron fought for their lives, fleeing and hiding for hours, narrowly escaping death. This harrowing ordeal marked the start of a long journey toward healing. Shir lives in Ramadan, and she served in the IDF as a combat soldier in the border police after being active in the Scouts of the tribe. On October 7th, she attended the Nova Festival with 5 of her friends, all of which were tragically murdered during the attack. She survived by hiding in the forest under fire, later discovering her friend Aviad's lifeless body. Today, she is focused on recovering from the traumatic experience.
I just want to say that the stories that you guys are going to hear today, they're very moving, and this doesn't just end in this room, and we want you to tell their stories and continue their legacies and also carry on what you guys have learned the past week and the past year, and just know that this family and this community doesn't end in this room and pass these stories on. So we're going to introduce here and here.
Before that, Aviv,
Hi everyone. Just before we start, so my name is Aviv. I'm part of Israel Lives, which is the NGO that created Survive to Tell. We do this opening every time, but today it seems a lot harder for me and for the girls. I don't know how much of you are aware to the video that the IDF has released in the last 24 hours. Of the 6 murdered hostages that were found by our brave soldiers in the tunnels in Gaza. Sadly, that was too late. My job as reservist, I did 300 days of reserve in the Israeli Air Force. What I do is extract hostages. And so that one is very much personal to me. We want to take this moment and the moments to come in this event. It's not about hearing a testimony, which is very important to us, but it's not what we are here for. It's about building a discussion. And so after you'll hear these 2 amazing heroes and friends of mine, I want you to think, what would you want to ask them? How would you like that discussion to look like? Because in the end, it's all about building a community. And today, out of really every day that we've been doing this incredible tour that you're on, it seems more important to us to build that community, to show the strength of us as people who believe in life. And so we think of these 6 amazing souls that we lost in that tunnel, and of the 101 amazing souls that are still there, that it's our job to bring them home, and we will. And with that, okay.
So hi everyone. So
She's a.
before,
Approaching now, yeah. In house.
okay. Everyone hear me? Yeah, okay. So before I start to talk about myself and to talk about the story and what happened to October 7th, I want to talk about 2 of our friends. Their name is Gali Berman and Div Berman. Actually, they're a really good friends of one of our very close friends from home. Their name is Gali and Div Berman. They are twin siblings. They were never separated. And today they're, well, not celebrating, but mentioning their birthday. They're at 27 today. And they are hostages and under captivity of Hamas in Gaza. So before I start to talk about anything, I also want to tell you a little bit about them. They both live in Chabad. It's a kibbutz around the border. That on the 7th of October 7th, there were thousands of terrorists that got into murder, massacre, kidnap, rape a lot of people. Gali and Ziv from a really small age are doing everything together. It's growing up and getting an education in the same schools, high schools. They were always at the same group of friends, and they even lived with each other, next to each other, even after they graduated and after 18. They both did a combat service on the IDF, and even after they got released, they worked together until the day they were kidnapped. Gali and Ziv always helping at home. Their dad is 100% disabled. It's never ever prevent them from helping to take care of him all the time. Their mom is fighting and doing everything she can to bring them back from captivity. Meanwhile, she's taking care of her husband and working full time. So she's a real hero. They were both the center of the friends group, and they were the part of the friends group. Everyone around them always loved them, and they the friends right now are so concerned about them, and all they do is taking care and trying to bring them back. And meanwhile, they do that. They defending the kibbutz that they grew up in. That's all about them, and I hope you just think about them a little bit more today because it's their birthday. I hope that we'll be back soon. I could say that I'm a little bit excited and nervous because this day was a little bit hard for me. With the video that I get released. Before I start to talk, I really want to say that it's not an easy one to watch. But I think that after you watch it, you kind of get to feel the pain that families that their kids or husbands or part of the family are under captivity right now. But it's not easy to watch. I'm saying it again, but I think it's something we all must do to feel a little bit of their pain. Okay. So this is me. I'm I'm 24 years old. I'm from Ghana, we've been told before. And I was in my thing that photo is not from the Nova Festival. Is there anyone who never heard about the Nova Festival? It's okay, just let me know so I will. Okay, so that photo is not from the Nova Festival, it's from a party that we went a little bit earlier, like 3 months ago. And if there's something you need to know about me, that I really like to photograph and film and take video of everything. Mostly on the small moments, because I think they have something much more pure in them and they reflect real life. So I do it all the time. So most of the things you're gonna see today, that I want to show you are things I photo, film or took the video at that day. The girl that's standing next to me, that's Illini. She's my best friend. She's 5 years old. She's from Philadelphia. I can give a little photo, she's alive and everything okay. She went with me to the Nova Festival, and she was my after training at the boot camp when I served the idea for 8 months. She was recommended for 8 months, and when the training ends, we just got connected and really got good friends. She just was my good friend right now, and we hang out most of the days together. So I'll start from the beginning. Like around 1 a.m.
Quella to that. E ci stanno, sai, non ce ne sono providing.
Around 1 a.m. I went out from my apartment in Tel Aviv. I used to live in Tel Aviv at that time. And drove to her place that you can see is really close. Of course, I waited a long time until she will get out of her house. This has that kind of thing of late until this day, yeah. And around 2 a.m. we got to a gas station. We stopped to bring some snacks, some juice, some cigarettes, and as you can see on the video, we switched the alcohol bottle from the glass bottle to the plastic bottle, so we can snap it into the festival because you're not allowed to bring any alcohol to the party. And there's no way we're gonna take our alcohol. Too expensive, really. Now we're going to give us all the plastic, no way. At 3 a.m. we got to the parking lot. Oh wait,
Quella to that. E ci stanno, sai, non ce ne sono providing.
okay, at 3 a.m. we got to the parking lot. And we have a tradition before we go to festival, before we go to any party, we take the first shot and we bless it. every time something a little bit different. Most of the time it's L'chaim in the Mamon, if you know what it means. It's for life and for a lot of money. Yeah, we live very good again. So doesn't most of the time we bless for. This time she blessed for something else. But before I show you what she blessed for, I would like to ask you what you will bless for before a wedding party that you have been waiting for 2 months and get ready for it a long time. Anyone?
We need good people.
To meet good people. Okay, I move on. So she blessed for something else that night. She never blessed that before, she never blessed that again, obviously. But that's what she blessed for.
ושלום, עכשיו עובד יפה חברים, אבל עוד 12 שעות אני נראה כאילו עשיתי לו רותי, עשיתי את מה שחזרה רותי.
So I'm telling her we'll make a video of getting back to the park, then we go to the park. But I want to just wait a minute on the same thing, what we said, my evening passing peace. Like, we all left out there. We never left out before, but she did. And maybe that's kind of saved us that night. Well, I don't know. So around 4 a.m. we already were at the party after all the checking in the games. As you can see, it was very beautiful inside. It was very colorful. There was so many beautiful people, and I saw so many friends that I haven't seen for a while. Friends from the IDF, friends from high school, friends from scouts, friends from work. So many people that I really didn't think I would see. There were like 40,000 people at this festival. That's a lot. That's kind of festival that we've never been before in well, not in distinct crowds of this. It was one of a kind. We really waited for that to happen for a really long time. But we had a lot of fun until 6. Around 6, there was start 6:30, start a little bit of noise. Nobody really understood what's going on. So I was looking at the sky, I was trying to understand what's going on. I asked all of my friends, like, what is going on? What is that noise? And he said, wow, I think it's fireworks. I think fireworks are amazing. Like, what fireworks were. And I was like tapping on my phone to see what time was it. And it was 6:38. I think 2 minutes later, there was one of the girls that to see what's going on. And she looked at me and she said, guys, it's what you need to move. We need to get out of here. And then siren started. It was not real siren, it was in the microphone, one of the people said, Chabad, it's in red color, it's like sirens for rockets. So I sent her, where are you? She said, I'm coming on my way. I told her with the group, I'm scared and I'm on the ground. In Israel, when we have sirens, we usually go to shelters. If you don't have a shelter near you and you're in an open space, you lie on the ground, you put your hand on your head to protect yourself from the leftovers of the rockets. So that's what I did. I'm telling her I'm on the ground, I'm waiting for her where all the group sits. She comes, we take our things and we run to the car. While we're running to the car, she's asking me if that's okay that 3 of her guy friends will come with us in the car. Obviously, yeah, I don't care, just I want to get the hell out of here like now. So we run into the car, we get into the car. While she was talking to the boys, I started panicking, and all I did was have panic attacks and pray. So that was the first panic attack for that day, because I had many. But all I did was praying, and I'm not a religious person. At least I wasn't back then. But that's kind of the automatic things I have done. The boys came, they moved me to the back seat, and one of the guys drove the car. Before I start driving the car, I'm telling them I'm not feeling well, feeling nauseous, and I want to throw out. So they opened the door, it took me a while to throw out. Then they put me into the car, they closed the door and start driving. I was a little bit unconscious for 15 to 20 minutes. I didn't know what's going on. I wasn't in conscious, as I said. And while the driving happened, there was a massive shooting. That's when very common war happened for that day. The shooter did hit the car, and the bullets do get to the door, but they not go through the door. They stuck in the door where I sit. There was 3 bullets did not get through the door. That probably saved my life. I don't know why, but it's what happened. And I discovered that only later, after I think 1 month, when I went to the parking lot where there was so many cars of people that will never get their car back. I thought I'm going to get my car back. There was nothing to get, but I went and I saw in my door 3 bullets inside the door. I was calling my friend. I was like, "What happened?" And she said, "Yeah, there was a massive shooting. We waited till the massive shooting will end so we can get out of the car." So we're going out of the car, and one of the guys take my hand, and we start running. The other 2 guys ran toward the border, and they got murdered on them. Then Dan and Danielle. So they did not survive that. The guy who took my hands stopped running with me. He did survive. But there was a point where I found out that I'm running with him, but I'm running without the one. So I stopped him and I'm telling him, "Listen, there's no way I'm running without her way she is." And he was like, "Listen, there's a life of death. I'm not waiting here. I need to go." And I told him, "No problem. I'm waiting there. I will find her." And he ran, and I saw looking for her. While I'm looking for her, I see her going back to the car. She put her head in the car and go out of the car and come back. And I was like, "What will you do?" I brought back our phone. She went back to the car and gave back the phone. I don't know what she did that, but that was a really smart little figure to help us a lot later. And also the picture I took was from the phone, obviously. And we stopped running. We got to a white trailer that looked like that from the inside. You can see. I'll show you later what to see. It was white trailer. It was meant for the production team. There was a white table with a map on it, and it's supposed to have only cookie, tea, coffee, and maximum 10 persons inside at the same time. As you can see, we were much more than 10 persons inside the white trailer. We were about 40 to 50 people inside that. Like, we couldn't breathe. It was so crowded. There was one window where the police officer, who you can see here, stands on to see what's going on outside. And Leon doesn't like small places. She doesn't like crowded places. So she opened the door, and as fast as she opened it, that was as fast as she closed it. And she's looking at me, and I'm on the ground. You can't see me. That's the one. I'm standing down. I got that photo from a friend who was looking for me that day, and I'm sitting down there. And she's looking at me, and she says, "We need to get the hell out of here." And I was like, "No, like no way I'm going out. It's a closed place. There's 4 walls. I feel safe here. I don't want to get out of here. There are policemen. There are so many people here. If there's so many people here, it's supposed to be a safe place, like a gathering place. And I don't want to get out of here." And she's looking at me, and she had like terror in her eyes. And I was looking at her, and I was like, "What?" Listen, I don't care how drunk you are. I don't care how tired you are. I don't care if you're feeling nauseous. We need to get the hell out of there. There's so many terrorists outside, they're killing everyone. They just killing everyone they see, and we need to get the hell out of here. I don't care what's still right now. So I looked at her and like the background in my head told me, she's your commander, you will do as she said. No question asked. And that's what happened. I'm telling you, okay, open the door and you'll lay down close to you. That's what happened. She opens the door. We start running. I think we ran with 10 people around us, something like that. And while they're running, there was a massive shooting. You run, and people around you just fall on the ground. You don't really understand that at the same moment. But when you process everything, you understand that these people fell down, they never get back up. They never continue running, and they obviously get home. So they died, got shot and died at that place. It was a real massacre was a real massacre, and I think it's helped me it's helped me that I did not understand what really was going on. It was so massive that I told them we need to lay on the ground to wait until it will be a little bit more calm. Then we hear a lot of screaming from the white trailer that we just went through, got out of. And then there was again a massive shooting, and then there was an explosion, and then just fire. Today I can tell that whoever didn't get out of that did not survive that. Everyone died in that place. So we lay on the ground for a couple more minutes, and then we keep running. While we're running, I see 6 bottles of water on the ground. So I pick one bottle because I don't know why I understand that, but I understand that I really will need water. I understand that this thing is going to take a little bit more time than I thought. So I'm picking a water bottle from the ground. While they're running, there was one girl I just met on the run. I don't know her. I don't know her name. I don't remember her face. She's telling me I can't run anymore. It's too hard for me. And I'm telling her, listen, your life depends on that. You have to run. There's no way you're stopping right now. She was like, no, I really can't run anymore. I'm not capable of that. So I'm telling her just to go past me, just stand behind that tree that I just saw. So you'll be safe. And I'll give you water and we continue running. She was fine with that. So she's going through me. She's standing behind the tree. And she's breathing really bad because it was really hard for her to run. So I opened the bottle of water. I bring her the water, and out of her hand back of mine, she got shot in the head and fell on the ground. I was really shocked. And it's a matter of seconds. You can't really think what to do, so I just left the water bottle, the bottle, water, and I looked at the ground and told me how we go to run. We started running again, and I can say that we were so much in survival mode that girl didn't pass my mind for a second. All I could think about was that I just lost my bottle of water. I really needed water, and I didn't care what happened to her. I just wanted my water. But I guess because I didn't care at that time, I felt really guilty later until that day, and that guilt comes to me in my dreams a lot. Nightmare dreams, kind of carried her with me a lot. Although I don't remember her face and I don't know her name and I have no connection with her. So we continue running and we see a ton ahead of us, and all that goes through our minds is like, wow, the idea everything will be fine, if we can save us, we'll be okay. And we were wrong a little bit.
I need to just follow you super man. So I need to like that. So I know about it.
Before I start explaining what happened here, I'll have to tell that Yvonne has a thing that keeps her surviving everything she's been through even before over 7. And that she laughs about everything. She makes jokes from everything, from every situation, no matter how hard it is. That's what she did, and that's how she survived life. So obviously in that situation, when you have nothing else to do, then survive that. You do as you know, and she laughed at everything. And I'm with her because there's no one I look up to like I look up to her. And we laugh at everything that happened to us till that moment and even after. That thing probably saved our souls from going crazy and freaking out, and we could still make choices and think right because we don't about everything, we laugh at everything. So as you can see, around 9 we got to the tank. We've been there for a while. That tank later became a gathering spot that I will show you later. But we tied for a couple hours, and at around 9:30 I understood that we are kind of a safe place right now, and I can open my phone and maybe let people know that we are alive and we're fine. So I saw a text message from my dad, and I spoke to some friends and told them, listen, there's a lot of shooting around, I can't talk, please don't call. Please don't call, we'll be okay, don't call. At the beginning of the video, we just got to that place and we don't really understand what's going on. And after that, we're laughing at everything, and there was guys that were hiding in a bush next to us, and we were like, why aren't they hiding? That's so weird. Like everything okay, everything will be fine. As you can see, like 15 minutes later, we're in a bush because we just understand what's going on. People shoot from everywhere. There was surround everywhere. You can't tell wherever the shooting is coming from. So around 9:30, I told back to my dad, who called a lot of times, and I didn't pick up the phone, obviously. So I'm calling him, and I was like, hello? There was nothing on the other side of the line. He was not answering. And I was like, hello? There was nothing on the other side. I was like, hello, Dad, can you hear me? No one answered me on the other side of the phone. So I was like, Dad, it's a Phil. Can you hear me? I said, maybe you don't recognize my voice. I don't know. And then I hear a gasp there from the other side of the line, like, and I was like, Dad, I cried. And that's a weird thing to hear my dad cry. My dad is the strongest person I know, and he's been through some really hard things in life. I think I never saw him cry. Maybe one time when his dad passed away, but he never cried. He never seen crying. Everything goes to him. Nothing really. He's not emotional to anything. He's kind of live life and here and everything's said, everything will be good. And he's very strong. So it was very weird to hear him crying. And he was like, you don't know what's going on right now in Israel, right? I was like, no, I have no idea, actually. And he told me, okay, send me your location and I'm on the way. And that was the moment that I was like, okay, something really bad happened, if you said that thing, and I was like, okay, listen, there's no way you're going out of your house right now. You stay in the kitchen, near your phone, and you wait for a phone call. When I call, you will know that everything is okay, but you want to get out of the house right now. I have two siblings that need you. If something will happen to me, they need you. And if something will happen to you and me, what would they do? They need you. So he listened to me, and I'm really grateful for that because it's not happening most of the time, actually. And he stayed on, there is phone, and he waited for a call. So as I said, we've been there for a couple hours. And it became a gathering place. As you can see, there's a lot of people around there. It became around 50, if not more, people around that place. And the car of the police started coming to take us from there. They took us to a gas station in Illini. It was around 2 p.m. We got to Illini gas station with a policeman that drove the car. That drive was one of the most horrific things I have ever seen or will ever see in my life. The policeman said, when you get into the car, put your head down, don't look through the window. They might be shooting at us. And somehow I understand that no one shoot at me up 3 p.m. Somehow I felt safe, so I did look through the window and put my head in the window to see what's going on outside. And all I could see was their bodies, burnt car, car with bullets in it. There were so many bodies on the road that we needed to go off-road because there was not enough people to clean the bodies. So we get off-road, and I saw so many things that I wish I didn't. Later on, we got to Ofakim police station. There was an Enzo, the citizen that just took us from there to the gathering place of all the survivors in Ofakim police station. That was the first time I saw my sister since everything began. I saw her there with her boyfriend. I saw her for the first time, I think around 8, 7, I don't really remember that. And I saw her for the first time since everything began. We had no connection with her. We didn't know what's going on with her. And it was kind of a hard and intense moment. And around 6:30, we got finally home. And one of my friends just texted me, "How are you? How do you feel?" He said, "I know it's a stupid question, but really, how do you feel?" And I said, "I'm alive, but I've never felt more than I'm feeling now because all I can see in my eyes are death right now." And I think it was really hard time, the couple of first months, but as I said before, this is me. And I like to go to parties, and I like to go to festivals, and I like to go to coffee with friends, and I like to travel. And we'll continue to do that because we choose life. We choose to live every day. We get up in the morning, we drink our coffee, and we go to practice, and we go to coffee with friends, and we go to work, and we study, and we do everything that we can to choose life and continue living because we just got life back. There's no way we're gonna ever give it up again. So thank you guys for listening. And now she's gonna talk. Hello, hi. How are you? Good? You're fine? You're alive? You're listening? You're here? Okay, so, my name is Shir. Actually. Everybody here. Good, you hear me? And then, you hear me? Wow, the bed over there, you hear me? Right. Okay, so my name is Shir, and I'm super sister. And that's me. So, as most of you, not everyone, most of you, and I'm just a regular girl. Today, I'm 23 years old, 22 years. And as much as everyone do, I like to go with my friends. I like to go to party. I like to do camping, and I like to travel the world, and I like to writing, and even sing in the shower like most of you do. And so it's not so far away, distance between us. And I can keep talking about myself, but I hope we can know each other better later. And because that's not why I'm here. And I'm here to talk about something a little bit bigger than I. And funny, that was exactly last year, that's why. Funny. And I did an IDF service. I was a combat in the police border, but that's not for now. Where it didn't work. And I'm here to talk about my friend's story about 7th October. So that photo is actually the main photo is our last photo, everybody together. And we are kind of the people who come late to the party. And as the first said, the Nova, it was like a rave festival for you guys. It takes a lot of hours. So it starts in the night and it skips till the noon the day after. So me and my friends cannot dance like all these hours. So probably most of the time we go late. So we are actually party like 4 a.m. in the morning. And before we go to the stage, I shout to my friend like, go on, we're not going without picture. Because with my sister, I like to make photo. Just all we have after that reminder thing. So they know they cannot argue with me and they go everyone to the photo. And unfortunately, that's our last photo together. And this is Ivan, Avia, Jonathan, and Michal. They all were murdered at the Nova Festival. So as you say, 4:30 in the morning, we just arrived at the party, we go to the stage, and it was really, really, really good party. As much as you say, we really enjoy that. So it was great party, and we really enjoyed. And that girl you can see here is Sivan. Sivan was my best friend. We were traveling the world last year together. We did all South America together. And she's my soulmate. So the party was really, really great until 6:30 in the morning. As the first day in Israel, it's going something like Tseva Adom. As you hear here, it's mean like we have rockets on the way. It's like rocket siren. And I don't know as much as you've been in Israel. Unfortunately, in the South, it's something that we used to that. It's like happening casual. All the time there was rocket sirens, so we didn't take it so seriously. No one gets so panic, everything be okay. We know we have like the Iron Dome and we have a strong army. So we didn't panic so much. We go back to the group, we take our things, we laugh about the situation, and we take our things and go. I go out, I saw my sister, like I tell her, okay, I see you at home. Keep yourself. Just went out. When we go out, Sivan saw one of her friends in a panic attack. She tried to make her relax and talk to her. I then was so patient for that. I just go to the car, grab the car, and pick them up. Maybe yeah. So this video happened a little bit after while we were driving. We help people around and we say like get out of the car and start to land on the ground and put their head on their heads. So we just did like everybody do. And as you see, we are really laughing about this situation. We go from, if you can see guys, we go from the parking who was over there and we want to go out, but I'm not so patient right now. So I cannot wait in the line. So I try to just turn the other side and go this way. And over here, we have stopped the car because we saw everybody stop the car. And as we're here, I get a message from my friends. Be careful, there are terrorists in the roads. There are the city next. So we get into the car and we just realize that, okay, we need to get the hell out of here. And we get to the car and then we drive until this point. In that point downstairs, we have to try to turn right or left. When we turn to the right, I will be the driver, by the way. And when we turn to the right, there's a car just driving to us in reverse so fast with the bullets on the car, and they start to shout, terrorists, terrorists! And something is important. One time, that girl, I don't know if you can see her. After I give the stickers, you can see her better. That girl, one time, on the shirt. One time, she was my commander when we were combat in Massacre. I go here also. Thank you for us. I hope she's so beautiful. I hear you stay here. Maybe you can just go like between all of you guys so you can see her. So she was my commander when we were combat. So I just looked at her like, tell me what to do. I don't know what to do. And I just turned the car to the other side and start driving upstairs to the south way. In this point, there was a police block. So we're stuck in the middle. In one side, there's terrorists. In the other side, there's local police, and we have nowhere to go. So as you can see in this, okay, here we're still driving. Here, you can see like all the cars were so messed up. My car was here. He cannot move. He was like around the other car. So we need to abandon the car and just talk by foot. So we stand over here by foot. We stand by the guard and by the police near to the block police. And we found that's the most safe place we have right now. And then we asked them, okay, what's going on? What's happening? And me and Rotten were combat, so we know how to deal with terrorists. How much do you have? What's going on? And all what we have from here, from the guards, don't worry, everything is okay. The military is on the way. Be calm and sit here. So we understand that everything is cool. We'll be fine. In that moment, Sivan and Abia and one girl, her name is Michal, she also was with me in the car. She was not my friend. I didn't know her until that day. She was Abia's friend, but we all drive together. So they were in stress, but me and Rotem was fine. So I told Rotem, look, you keep the girl. I'm going to find my sister. In that moment, I start to think, what's going on with my sister. I tried to call her, she didn't answer. I tried to call again, she didn't answer. I tried to send her a message and she didn't answer. But I don't know where she is. I don't know if she's fine. I don't know if she had a panic attack or maybe the terrorists already got to her. I know there is terrorists. I don't know if she knows there is terrorists and she's not answering me. So I was so nervous that I would not care about nothing. While the only thing I thought about it, that I find her now. So I tell them, you keep eyeing the girl. I'm going to the party. You're here to look for my sister and I will be back. I find her in 5 minutes and I will be back. What I'm looked at me and she tell me, no, you're not going. I tell her, yes, what I'm she's my sister, I'm going. She looked at me, she tell me, no, you're not going alone. I'm coming with you. I tell her, no, what I'm it's too dangerous. Please stay with the girl, I will be back. She told me, no way. If something will happen, I prefer that it will happen to me and not to you. I'm coming with you. So she will come with me. And she was my backup. She was looking everywhere that I can be all in to look my sister. And she gave the order. Like what she said, I was done. Like get down and get down. Bend your knees, bend your knees. Left, right. What she said, I was doing. So after a long, for me, it felt like a long time. I already gave up. Like I cannot find her in that mess, and I don't know what to do. And I started to scream, Sabine, like all over the party, and we ran like I don't know how much time. And then I saw a gray car. I opened the car, and I saw my sister feeling so bad, with a panic attack, unconscious. And I start to talk to her. I try to explain her, like, where is the terrorists coming? Where is the block police? I know their car can still move. She's not blocked. And I try to explain her, but I cannot explain her to her. So I saw she had was like with 3 boys that like, boys like this. And I was like, okay, that's good. So I prefer that Sabine will stay with the boys, that's 3 boys, that I cannot defend her like them. And they still have a car. So I prefer she will stay there and we go back to my friend. So I go back to my friend to that point. And it's not going like a few seconds after we arrive. And like I'm just standing next to Sivan and we start to get like tons of shooting everywhere. We even don't know where the shooting are coming from the left, from the right, from the back, from the front. It was like you can hear later how much shooting it was. So we just start to run with everyone, and there was like 50 people around us. So we try to run to that side while we have 50 people around us. While we're running, terrorists are shooting on us, and people are fall down. Like if you ran, people can literally fall on you because they already get a bullet in their head. So we ran, and I saw all the girls next to me. Avia was there, Michal was in front of me, Sivan was in the back, and Walter was in the right of me, and we run together. Then we get to a sewer channel. In that sewer channel, another 50 people was already hiding because they thought that's a safe place, so they're hiding there. While we were running, terrorists running after us, shooting, and we're starting to try to scream on them, terrorists, go, run. And when we arrived to that sewer channel, the people start to jump, to run. This guy ran to this side, these people, and we're still have shooting, people falling, all that mess. I was like standing over there and people running next to me like this, and I lost all my friends. I was standing like this and I don't know where to go. And unfortunately, that moment I don't really remember so good. And because I get a hit on my head, I just fell on the ground, and I get a hit on my head and my back. So that's a little bit like black point in my remember. But the other point I remember that I'm grabbing from my hands by another guy that I don't know who is it, a random guy just grabbed me in his hands, and I tried to tell him, my friends in the back, my friends, wait. And he just pushed me behind a red car, and he got a bullet in his arm, and he looked at me and he started screaming on me. What do you think? It's not a joke here. It's like life or death. You start running right now. And I started to tell him, no, I was incompetent, I can do that. He said, no, I don't care, you're coming with me. And I tried to tell him, no, my friend, you're coming with me, you will die. And he just got me in his hands and he just showed me his arm and he told me, I get a bullet in my arm, stop running. And I was so shocked from his arm. He was like open and all bleed. And I think that he shouting me so strong, make me just wake up and realize I need to take action right now. So I left the guy, I just jumped into the woods, and when I say woods, it's like a line of woods. It's not so much big. You can see that side, we were in this one. It's like it was a few trees. So in that moment for me, it felt like a forest because it's been all my life that little trees. And I started to crawl on the ground. And so I started to crawl on the ground. And there's 1 minute I realized I'm not fast enough. And I see him and I heard him. And it was so close, so I decided just to make a hole in the ground and like take the dry bushes and just make a blanket of dry bushes and something like it. Yeah, that's me, by the way. And in 858, and I made it like try to hide myself good enough so that they won't see me and start to pray. I was talking with God in that minutes. And I tell him, please, God, I don't want to die. Not today. It's not my day. In the meanwhile, I'm trying to talk with my boyfriend that I know he already in the way from Jerusalem, trying to save me, but he cannot be able even to get closer because I'm just around terrorists. And after a few minutes, you will hear no running people anymore. It's the option, or they're hiding next to you, or they're already dead. So while I was hiding, they were walking around the trees between us, and they tried to talk to us to get out of our hide, like they can even be mercy on us. Of course they don't. And they took us and they told us, everyone here, get out and put your hands up. Everyone here, get out and put your hands up. And who gets up died. There was like one boy with a red blanket on him and a necklace of pearls that he got up. And he was like surrendered. And he didn't have a shirt on him. He like had nothing. And he got out of the bushes and they just shoot him in the head and he fell down. And there was another boy under the car in the road who was hiding under the car, and they just blew him up with the car. And there was a nice girl next to me that got a bullet in her neck here. And I realized that, okay, thank you God for the 21 years in my life. Going to thank you very much. I'm sorry, Mom. completely believe I'm going to die. And I'm just waiting in the bushes that the bullet will come to my head. And I wait and I wait and I wait, and the bullet will come. And it's like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half hour, and it's not come. So while I was there and they would just move around my legs, my phone a little bit take a video that it was not purpose. And that's from my phone in 9 and 11 minutes. And when you hear the word "uktub" in Arabic, it's mean kill him, uktub. And I don't understand much, but I think I say the whole and still is ground. So what I try to translate with the people who understand Arabic, they tell me kill him, get out of the ground. So I was hiding in the bushes like a few hours. And after a few hours, they start to make fire. And so they start to burn all the bushes and trees we had there. And I don't know what's me if they do. Oh. Sorry about that. That's the way to be. And so they make fire everywhere. And I think that's for like burnt evidence or like many bodies that's Zaka, if you know the and get there and they was already burned, so they make fire. And I just started to escape from the fire because I didn't want to burn alive. So I told another body that I father, and luckily she was alive, live girl. She was hit so hard by her head. And we separate ways because I was too afraid to go on the road and she was too afraid to jump about the fire. So I jumped about the fire and tried to hide in the burn side because I believe it's safer. And in the end, we get out of the burn side because I heard some noise of Israeli, and that was the same boy that her arm was with a bullet. And we tried to find it. People are alive there to escape together. There was no one there, not army, nothing. And while we're looking for people alive, I'm trying to look at my friends. So I go back to the story channel. The last time I saw them, and I saw from far away my boots, the same boots I gave Avia, my friends, before we go to the party. And I'm starting to run to the boots, and I start to shout to her, Avia, Avia, Avia. And I came, and I saw her, and she was on the ground. She was hit by her head. She was hurt by the head, and all was bleeding around her. So I tried to move her leg and try to wake her up. And I tell her, Avia, wake up, wake up. Of course, she didn't wake up. It took me a while to understand she is dead. So I had no much choice. So I left her there to just escape with the friends I found her. After a few months, we go back. By the way, this is Avia. She's my friend. And that's the Sword channel. And we made a sign that this is the place Avia was murdered. And that's all. After that, we go to Fakim, I call my boyfriend and my sister. And I go to the police place there and I try to look for my friends, but they were missing like 2 days. And after that, I get a message there over there. So I give you just the stickers so you can see. Okay, this is Avia. What have you already seen? This is Chabad. She was my best friend. I gave you can pass over. And this is Jonathan, one of you will pass you by. Jonathan was a very, very good friend of mine, like was the big brother, and he was murdered while he go back to help his friend who was in a panic attack. So terrorists got them both and murdered them both side by side. And that's the story. But I also want to say that, first of all, thank you all for coming. That's so important for us and so support us. So thank you very, very much. And I will do everything with my sister. We're here, we're alive, and we're happy to be alive. And I would like to, if I'm not telling that I miss them every day, especially today, especially on my birthday, that I'm so want to celebrate with them. And yeah, it's hard and it's sad, but we're here, we're alive, and I'm happy to be here. And thank you for having us. And I want you to remember that maybe what I've been through, it's not easy and it's hard and stuff. But we still have 101 hostages in hostages, never mind. And they're going through what I've been through for one day. They're going through almost 4 years, day by day, by day, by day. So I hope they will be back as soon as they can. Really, that's only waiting for my birthday to bring home back, to bring them home. And thank you for listening. Really.
Okay. So I know it can be really tough, listening to these incredible heroes. And again, especially today. So what we're gonna do now, and I think this is the most important part of this event usually, is a little discussion. And we want to hear you and we want to hear your questions. If it's hard for you to come up with a question, we have a little game that we made where we have like cards that we've made questions for you because we know sometimes it's a little hard. So if you have a card and want to read a little story for asking, don't be sorry. It's okay. That's part of the game. And whoever wants to go first.
What did you find the most powerful to heal you after the first step? What's the question?
The question was, what was the most healing part, right? What healed you the most after it?
First of all, I would say that we are still in a healing process. It took a while and it still takes time. It's day up, day down, and it's still happening. And I just talked about that yesterday. That makes me realize. I think the most powerful days I had after 10th September, it was when I was go back to serve. I did military after 7th October, and that was the hardest time. I'm dealing with post-trauma while I'm dealing with miss my friends while I do something so important that makes me feel like I'm saving life this day while I'm dealing with the post-trauma by shooting, and here Arabic, because in the military in Israel we do have Arabic people that serve next to you, and that was my hardest weeks, and it was only half year after the 7th October. But I think that's made because I have to deal with the hero shooting again, and I have to deal with the Arabic again, and I had no choice. And it was important me to feel like I'm protecting people, like I couldn't do in 7th October, October 7th, and also a little bit of some winter revenge that make me move on, like deal with that, fight that. So I think that was the most maybe healing, but hard for me.
I think healing is hard no matter what.
no matter how you look at it. And it really depends on what time after. Yeah. It really depends on what time after the October 17 lookout. At the beginning, I think the most healing thing that was around me was being with Elon and being with Cheer and people who been through the Nova. That's the kind of thing we used to do, like I think 2 weeks after. My dad's house became like a place for who survived the Nova. Like shelter of survivors. Yeah, and we just been at our dad's house with all the friends who survived that, and it was healing for the beginning, but afterwards just became like too much. Then you switch it for something else that heals you. I went to what I know to do the best and writing. I write a lot since a real small age, and that's what I did. That's still a huge part in this process. And I think that when I got a little bit better, the most healing thing was to go back to do my routine. Wake up in the morning, go to practice, bring my coffee, go to work, see friends, have fun, go to party. It took a while to go back to the routine. I think that was the most healing thing I had. That routine, like life is still happening, although everything. And not in a matter of we forgot everything, we're denying everything, we don't care about anything else. In a matter of I survived that. And I deserve to live. And I will live for myself, for friends, for the hostages, for people who didn't get a chance to. That's kind of something that filled me a lot.
Thank you. Any other questions? About anything at all? Feel free. Not to be hard. Yeah, please.
There's one thing that you want people maybe like outside of here, like for us to explain to people, to tell people, what would it be?
So the question was, what would be one thing to explain to people outside of this room? What would be one message? So girls, what would be your message to people outside of this room?
It's I don't know if we have like a specific thing we want to tell them. Just go with facts. Know what you want to say. Do your research. Knowledge is power, and it's power that is stronger than violence. And if you know you have something they don't. And I don't know if I want anything to say, but maybe that it depends on, but I think that I would like everyone to know that the people who crossed the border that day, who killed, kidnapped, raped children, women, men, elder men and women, they were citizens. Most of them were citizens, not Hamas soldiers. So when we say that there are innocent there, who are they? Most of the people that crossed the border that day were normal citizens of Gaza. That's something that I think the other side don't really know or don't really want to talk with. Also, the people who like,
Sorry.
also yeah, just like that also the people who were kidnapped, the hostages are not soldiers of the IDF. They're not soldiers at all. They were kidnapped from a festival, from their beds, from the work, from doing exercise, like normal people. Yeah. That's another thing that's very important. They didn't start a war. They just crossed the border and did something that did not do anymore. And for to make hope, we also is this more? It's more. Okay, so also to make hope, and we want you to be thankful for your life. And Sapiro all the time tell me and some people like wake up in the morning and say 3 things you are glad for, and she like start to do the from shout, just to be thankful for everything. So don't forget that. That's also important. We are in a very intense day, but all of what we saw in the tunnels, and I hope you can see it later. So it's hard for us to talk today about something like moving things, but it's also very important for you to be happy, to be alive, to be united. This is very important. Like this, all your strong here, be united, because I know what you're going through in Israel, and I can tell you all about it, but you're going through something else here, and all your strong here is to be united, to be together and support each other, and also support us as we support you guys.
That was a very long answer to your question, but there are some messages there. Yeah, please.
Just wanted to say, you're amazingly articulate, and it's just incredible to hear stories in which you've survived. To be able to put to words all that you endured, just making all this connections. I want to thank you for that. So what I want to ask you, what was this like? We're talking about a healing process. What was this like to put videos together, presentations together, and how much have you presented prior to coming here? Like that you did with the United States, where you did with Israel as well. But what was this like to do this together? And I'm glad you all know.
Thank you.
I'll say that just before Dell's answer that I'm incredibly honored that this is the first time they've been talking about that story and about what happened to them on that day. This is the first round of sessions that they've done ever about their stories. So I'm honored. And so I'm honored, and I'm sure all of you, that we are here to witness this as part of that healing process. To answer that question, this is the first time, and to answer the way you felt in building that presentation in your LL flight.
I did that alone first. I could never do that alone. Brown helped me a lot. She was with me. Because, well, first of all, it took for me like half a year just to talk about that, because in first you feel so guilty and you're alive and you're sense calm. And second of all, you don't feel at all as a viewer, you feel like zero people that should not be happy or anything like that, and we want to say that. And it's took a while to change thoughts like that. And I guess so. And about the presentation, I could not do it alone. They asked that from us to do it in Israel, but I could not even to start because I don't know what picture what to put, and I can talk about my friends for hours. And it gets messy in your head when you speak the story. So you need someone to make you organize and not to jump from subject to subject. And Brad helped me a lot. She just talked to me, and we recorded it before, and I speak that and I read it again. And she changed the presentation, she helped me. And that guy is doing amazing. Aviv and Ron do an amazing job with us. Really, they do. That's no one. It's hard.
Kind of the thing, yeah.
It's what's really hard to go back. What's really hard is to go back all the memories and after we've been through like almost a year. You go back to the memories and specific things because we're just speaking English and it's not something that's not automatically in our mind. So then you look for words and you understand that you're looking those two small specific moments that wasn't that big for that day, but right now they're like getting stuck again.
And I'll have to say one other thing about building those presentations, the amount of photos and videos that these girls have from that day, they really did photographs for everything, is enormous, and we couldn't put all of them in. I would say that A and B, some of them are rough and we didn't want to show all of it. But just for you to understand that there are that when people tell you that October 7th didn't happen, send them to Sabir and Shir. Because the amount of videos and photos and sounds recorded on those phones can last for a museum, just those phones. And there are thousands of other ones. So that's about the logistic of that. Any other question? Yeah.
So grief changes a lot of your perspective on life. So after going through this process, what are your future plans and how has your experience about what you want to do in the future?
What is your future plans? Where were you supposed to be now? Share that?
Well, before October 7th, I wanted to take my dad's business. So after October 7th, one of the therapists I went to, she asked me, "What is your dream?" And I was like, "I don't know. I never had a dream." Since I was a child, I'm gonna take my dad's business, and that's what I do. And that's what I learned in high school, like business psychology, and I learned Chinese because we have an export from China. So all it was for that business that I really wanted. And then she asked me that, and as I said before, I write a lot since a really small age. So I went through all my notebooks and what was my dream and what I was writing about, and all I wanted was family. Like all I wanted was to be a mom. So my dream is to be a mom. It would take time, obviously. But after October 7th, I started to think how I'm going to be a good mom. How will succeed to do and like get to my dream in the best ways. So first of all, I was scared because who doesn't need therapy. Second of all, because of that. And I started to think like about things that are more specific, like money. So I went to take my dad's business. So I started working for him. After I think like 4 months, I just get that it's not for me. And I got my life back, and there's no way I'm doing any job or going to study anything for anyone else or make someone else happy. Like that's my life. And with all the respect to my dad, and he had a lot of it for me. I will not live my life for him. And I was supposed to be right now in India, actually, to do a yoga teacher training. Well, that didn't go as well because of the flights from India, from Israel got canceled because of the war. So it was really sad, but continuously that came up and it happened to be a really good time. The really good thing for me, for my whole process. And I need to leave it. Everything happened for a reason and everything has time. So yeah, let change a lot. And I think it's for the best because we learn no matter what, I will not give up my life. I won't give it to anyone else. That's my life.
Well, I can say I admire my sister. I adore. I adore you.
Think about getting in the car and you can with us because it's been really.
I got to die.
Any other questions? Yeah,
I have a question, per se, but I would just say thank you. I'm here all the way and telling your stories. I'm Israeli. I was born in Israel. I've lived here for about 9 years now. And I visited my family over the summer with my siblings. My grandpa took us down to the Nova Festival site, the garage for the cars that, were left behind. And something that I saw happen there was the glee groups, birthday groups, who incorporated Nova site into their 10 days. I did take leave right after high school, so when I did leave, all we were worried about is going out and partying and doing whatever we wanted, but now as people are going and seeing what's happening, it was very eye-opening to see all the unlocked, all the memorials they have at the festival. Saw some familiar faces, saw some that were not. But I appreciate you coming here and telling your story. I know it's hard to do that. You guys can say for everybody in this room, we all appreciate it so much. I'm gonna say every time that people say thank you with we want to thank you for coming and hearing our story because it's a huge part from our healing process, telling the story again and again, answering to your question. You always have so good questions, and we appreciate you for coming here and listening to us because it's a huge part of our healing process. Really, thank you very much.
Any final questions? Yeah.
Sounds like a question, but I don't think you guys realize how much of an impact you're gonna have on this community as well as our campus. And I'm in school social work, so it's like all, kind of what you guys are dealing with, and to come up here and tell these stories and have these firsthand experiences and be able to spit those back and look back on that is something so incredible. And I just want to say from me, and I'm sure my friends and everyone in here, we are so proud that you were able to do this, because it takes really big people to come and share this.
I wanted to thank so much, firstly, everyone, our guests, both of you for coming, means a lot. I know we've been speaking about this over the summer. I have to put you into the mind space. So Aviv and I were supposed to speak like 3 weeks ago and to talk the details, and Aviv messaged me at 3 o'clock in the morning. Scott, I gotta cancel my appointment. I was just going for reserve duty. I don't know if you read about that. There's a lot of attacks now with the Lebanon border. So I was like, it's casual, let's reschedule. I was okay, I did not apologize. But that's the life that they're living for us to live. We all have our struggles. I know many of you here were with me on birthday this summer on Bicep, which is where this is through. This is actually connected to our birthday trip. And we went down to the Nova site. And I was there again a few weeks ago. I'm gonna be in Israel again in a couple of weeks. Well, as a few of the students mentioned, you sharing your story, reliving it, sharing it with us is powerful. We thank you. We thank even the team for bringing the survivors here. We thank both of you for coming. And I want to thank the students. You could have been anywhere tonight. You could have been anywhere. You made a decision that you're going to come out. And we are right now almost 11 and a half months since October 7th. And what American college students are going through, I've not seen in 21 years here living on campus. And you are small. You are proud. We were on the quad today. I was so impressed with our guests said, let's go on the quad. And we'll just stand there. And so many students came out. And no one picked the word because the students still fall out proud. No one said anything negative, that is. And I want to give a shout out to you, each and every one of you here. Many years ago, I heard from a great mentor of mine. We're speaking about Holocaust survivors, and he said, every one of you are a survivor. I said, why? He said, because if Hitler got away, none of us would have been here. And the people that attacked Israel attacked any Jew anywhere around the world. We have to realize that the fact that we are standing all on campuses today, you are telling the haters that they will not persevere. And Are you coming here today? Not only we're hearing your story, but it's giving us the strength and the energy. So thank you. Thank God. I thank our friends that are here today, are not of the Jewish faith. They're here to support their Jewish friends and friends, community leaders like Grant and Schweitzer came to join us today. I thank other community members that came. Each and every one of you supporting the Jewish community. So the next month's not an easy month. We're coming on the first anniversary of October 7th. We have a lot of commemorations and events that connect to that. But the most important thing is to continue standing tall and standing proud. Our guests are going to continue to be here for a few more hours. And I do want you to know that a birthday is a day that God said the world cannot survive without you. And the fact that God decided that your birthday is going to be celebrated with us here in Champaign, and the day of a birthday of some of your friends that are not with you physically, everything's for a reason. And I think part of that purpose, a little bit, is inspiring a couple of hundred students here tonight to stand tall and stand proud. So thank you. Chazak ve'amatz. Anyone help to join me together as we sing? Am Yisrael. I don't hear you. Hey, Am Yisrael. Hey. Hey, Am Yisrael. Thank you so much, and thank you. We take the video all the time, but we thank you as well. All your hearts, thank you so much. One last, go ahead.
One last thing, one last request that we give at every campus that we do this. And it's important for us. That's the only thing, if you remember one thing from this, it's not how pretty we are, that's the second thing. The other thing is, we figured out in Israel that we need to be together only when shit had hit the fan. That probably is one of the worst lessons we've learned in our life, our generation. We'll take that to the rest of our lives. Please, you have such strong community here. You're so together, you're so united. Don't give up on this when things turn quiet. Keep building it. Take this year, it's been almost a year. You're still here, you're still sitting here. Take this year, follow it up, and be even stronger. Bring allies in, bring everyone you can in to be stronger, to be on the active side of things, always. Don't wait, don't wait. Don't give up on it, because we built it again, and we're going to build it again in Israel, and we're working on it. Don't give up on this thing you've built during this year, please. Thank you for coming, guys.